Yes, fine, I said she, I mean he.
It's very mean of you. Andrew's got a beard coming in and everything.
Very well, very well. The fabulous
Tuesday.
pirate quadro. Quartet.
We're not gonna sing, are we?
We're not singing.
This is not
Thank
working.
God.
We need something else.
We want our audience to stay.
I think it says Adventures in Privateering on the
Does
side.
it now?
Privateering?
Yes.
Ooh. Well, we should go with that then.
Yes.
Yes, there we are.
Chris? Oh my God.
In Privateering.
Welcome to Adventures in Privateering.
I like it.
Yes, there we are.
Good.
Good, we should
So
do
we
something about it.
started?
We started. This is
Have we?
I think that's what just was.
this is the beginning of the show. Soon
This is the start.
we'll be in the middle, and then there'll be an end.
I think we were just
Should
there.
we throw in like a bridge in the middle? Like
I
in
think
a
we
song?
should. Yes, we should.
I like.
Why don't you lead with that?
All right.
There we are.
You know, this show is not one of our greatest successes.
No, it's a bit
No,
rubbish,
it is
really.
not.
It's going a bit badly at the beginning.
It's almost as if we've been up for too many hours.
That said, John,
Yes.
we are tremendously successful people.
Oh yes.
We are.
Exception of Andrew.
Excuse me, I'm very successful.
In your own milieu, yes.
Yes,
suppose.
with the exception
Yes, it's French for land or thing.
Or
ground
thing,
substance or
man.
something.
I'm
Yeah.
English.
And also with the exception of Grace O'Malley, because she's
Oi.
Irish.
Right.
I have French.
Yes, you
All
do.
day. All day.
Yes, all day, all day.
Yes, really.
You've been Irish all life.
I have.
All life.
Aye.
We've been patiently
Yes.
aware of it.
Yes,
So
great.
anyway, let's. Oh.
Oh God. Here we go. Here we
Oh.
are.
Anyway, let's begin with
We've
this.
been rehearsing.
Yeah, we did.
Just that.
That's just exactly.
That's all we
That's
got.
the only thing we've rehearsed.
It's giving the name away. We are
What?
going. You're going to see that happen a lot.
It's lovely.
And not on
Aye,
purpose
indeed.
either.
Anyway.
Oh God. Anyway, I can see this is going to be
Tell me
misused.
about your greatest success, John.
It's not today, that's for sure.
That goes without saying.
Greatest. Shall we? Shall we then?
Shall we?
Richen the pot.
How?
Let us have a competition
What?
of who is
The most
the most successful
The most successful.
privateer.
decided though?
Yes, how will we choose?
Well, I think the
I think we have an unbiased audience here, right?
Ah!
I don't know.
Yes.
Are they biased? Unbiased. That's what I meant.
Can be
doesn't
bought for an ale.
matter.
Ooh.
Oh, good to know. I'm broke, but
So it's an abusable bias.
An abusable bias. Is that not how it normally is?
Yes.
Very well. The most
It's not going to
successful
work. No, it's not.
privateer.
Very well. Who wishes to begin?
Well, I will.
Go on then.
Apart from the matter that, in the course of history, the greatest prize taken at sea, in terms of value of the cargo,
Right.
was taken by a ship owned by yours truly.
was it owned by you? Were you on the ship at the time?
That's a mere detail. We're talking about the most successful privateer, and
Ah.
it was one of my flotilla. There is the small matter that I did run the Sea Beggars for a short while, and whilst I was also at the same time a member of Parliament, I convinced the rest of the legal body to pass a law saying the only port in all of England where it was legal to pass the cargo from that loot and booty was upon my dock.
What?
Yes.
What?
So we brought the entire shipping of the Spanish Empire through the channel, through the
Into
French
your
English Channel,
port.
Into
onto
your port.
my dock and into my warehouse.
And no one seemed to mind.
In fact, it was legal.
Was it?
Yes. So privateering, in terms of privateering, I'd say I'm somewhat up so far. Actually, that's enough. I'm going to leave it at that.
Or for now.
Yes, for now. No,
Your
I have
greatest
more.
success
Yes.
was that you convinced Parliament,
Yes.
of which you are a member,
Yes.
to give you all of Spain's money.
Yes.
That's not
I'd
bad,
say that was
actually.
pretty good, wouldn't you?
Aye.
All right, I'll give you that that's fairly successful.
Aye, indeed.
As far as heroism goes,
We didn't say heroism. We
just
said successful.
very well.
Yes.
Grace, since you seem to be on his side, do you have a similarly ignominious success?
I do, actually.
I
Yes.
resent
Aye.
you. That's a remark I resemble.
You well, one of my greatest successes is obtaining a castle that wasn't in my...
A castle.
Aye, a castle.
castle. It was strategically located along Blue Bay.
I'll be fair, I don't own any guns.
No, it's not a matter of...
Neither do I.
Well, I knocked on the door, and Richard Bork, or as we like to call him, Iron Richard.
All right.
He likes to wear suit of armour a lot. Really,
just like
it makes
all
for a
the time.
challenging evening, but he enjoys the suit of armour.
Oh, I see where you're going there.
Aye.
Family show. Remember?
Family show,
Yeah.
aye. Well, I knocked on
That
the
would
door,
get very heavy.
and I said to him, Richard, since it's a family show,
Richard. Yes,
Richard,
we're gonna
since
stick
it's a family show, why don't you and I try this bit of thing called marriage? And it's Irish?
Had you met him before?
No.
Was it odd that he was in armour?
Well, aye.
All right.
But his castle was perfectly located. It was a gap in my defences with my ship.
Very well.
There's no innuendo there. You mean that literally?
I do mean that
Quite-
literally.
Very good.
Quite literally needed to bridge
So I
the gap.
told him we're going to try this marriage thing out for a year.
Sounds good.
And in Ireland, after a year, if you don't want to be married anymore, you could just walk away. What? Aye, it's true.
It's that easy.
It's a trial marriage, as a matter of fact.
Why don't we have that here?
Because it's daft.
That's
not
a terrible idea.
It's not that.
Where's the
After
commitment?
Yes.
a year, Richard was off doing something.
After a year, you're definitely all used up.
Anyway, there's a point being made.
There's
here.
a
I know
point
it.
being
I know
made
it.
that I'm
Any
trying
moment.
to make.
Yes.
Aye, after a year, he had been out and I was still at the castle. We returned to find the castle doors locked.
What?
And I told him, over the top of the castle, Richard, I release you. We no longer need to be married. But the castle is mine.
That's pretty clever.
By right of just being there.
Me and my men were there.
Are you sure you're not English?
That's almost impossible.
It's been our tactic for a long time.
Aye.
It is.
So
Well, we're here.
I gained
It's
a
ours.
castle.
So you got a castle.
I did, I got
So
a castle.
you got to be married to him for a year.
For a year.
And at the end, you got a castle.
Aye.
That sounds like in the divorce you got the house.
Yes.
That's a
It's
really
true.
good deal.
Did you then leave him?
He stuck around. Apparently he liked me.
Oh.
He
Well,
had a son.
that's,
Well, you weren't married anymore?
I suppose not technically.
Oh, well.
well, as the success story goes, well
it
done.
was.
Well done.
Wow.
Yes, bravo.
That's-
I'm really impressed.
Wow.
Yes. We really need something better.
Yes,
That's dumbfounded.
Well, Andrew, surely you are more successful than that.
Than
It's
Irish.
in a castle.
I broke him out of a sort of castle.
What a
broken
beautiful
out of the
story.
castle.
Thank you for
Andrew, I don't
Well
think
done.
we need to
Well,
tell
it
that
was-
story.
it was-
Oh, no, I want to hear this story.
Andrew, no one needs to hear that story. That story.
What about the time I broke you out of jail?
No one needs to hear that story, Andrew. It's absolutely.
We may
Are
not
you
need
sure?
to hear it, but we want to hear it.
See, who wants to hear it, Captain? We have to give them what they want.
Very well. We're
They
in
want
front
to
of
hear
a
it. They want to hear the story. All right. So, one thing that you have to know about my captain,
Be
kind of
very
gets
careful.
what?
Go on.
He kind of gets thrown in jail a lot. That's what I've heard. And it's not always
Only
his
once.
fault,
Yes, that's correct. It's not always my fault.
according to him.
And I'm right.
Yes, but here's the problem. He's in jail. I don't get paid.
That's right.
If he's not in jail, I don't get paid either, but there's more of a chance of me getting paid if he's not in jail.
See?
Sound thinking.
So, one day, for some reason, I can't remember which one at this point, he got carted off and thrown in jail by some of the Queen's men.
Piracy.
So,
I might be guilty.
for maybe pirate.
It's his fault.
Anyway,
Oh, God. Anyway.
I had to gather the men of the ship about because they were really, really confused as to what to do for some reason. Those men just can't think. And so, I said to them, they're following them.
You resemble that remark, Andrew.
I might resent. Anyway.
Oh, God. Martin.
Yes.
Anyway.
So I said to them, this is how we're going to break out of jail. You're going to sneak me in with the cart, under the blanket, under the guise of delivering supplies. But here's the catch. You are all going to be dressed as women.
which is very, very illegal.
And you're going?
Were you also dressed as a woman, Andrew?
No, you remember, I was dressed like I normally am. Why would I dress in women's clothes?
That's
It's against the law to cross-dress.
It's difficult to see anything past Jim in a corset.
Yes, so please continue.
Yes, he had to shave. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Can't get that.
Martin.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway.
Please carry on.
Go on!
One of us
Catching
dies.
my breath. So, we drove in, and the guards got really sort of confused by these women that were really, really hairy and trying to talk nice to them. In the meantime, I took out a lockpick, jimmied the lock, snuck the captain out through the window, crossed him into the moat, and we had to kind of fish
You
him
tossed
out.
him into the moat!
So there's
It was really quite damp.
That's spectacular.
Yes,
It was,
like to see.
he didn't try out for quite a long time, and he
No, I
smelled
did
of
not.
moat for a couple of weeks. But we got him out, and nobody was discovered except for the fact that Jim spent the next 2 months in jail for cross-dressing.
Oh, well.
He was a really obvious woman.
He was a really obvious
I
woman.
thought you said he shaved.
He did, but that was
It did not help.
Whiskers.
So,
Yes, he
No,
shaved
shake it.
everything
yes,
but his face.
except your mutton
Ah.
chops, I see that.
Hi.
Oh, I see.
So-
Yes. So
That's
it's
my success story.
In terms
Alright.
of-
I think it was very successful because I didn't get caught. He didn't get caught. Jim was never really that bright anyway, and I'm still not paid.
Alright.
well, you're
Parliament, castle, freed captain.
lots of money legally.
Right.
Dubious, but legally,
Aye.
yes.
Castle,
Castle,
freed captain.
but without getting paid.
Loyalty
Loyalty.
Loyalty. That's what you should have led with.
and spunk.
Honor.
And yes, you have
Alright,
that.
Martin.
Martin, let's hear it.
Very well then.
Alright, this will be good.
Castle, loyalty,
Money.
money. I'd pit all of that against your own life. Ladies and gentlemen, you may not know this, but I was not always a great and famous captain, as you see before you today. I was once a lad just like Andrew here.
Just like Andrew.
Just
Like
like
Andrew.
Lad.
One of these
lad.
things is not like the other.
John, you're interrupting.
Yes, I am.
We always do that.
And anyway, when I was a lad, even younger than Andrew today, I was sent on my first voyage to Guinea, that hot, sweaty armpit of a country. In Guinea, there are insects as large as your fist who will fly off with entire muscle groups. In Guinea, there are creatures that look like dragons and can jump 10 feet in the air. In Guinea, there are lots of Portuguese people.
Oh.
And
That's
that was
almost
the biggest
worse.
problem,
Bad.
yes. You see, we had sailed to Guinea because we wanted to trade with the natives there, who grow pepper in great quantities. Pepper being, of course, a very expensive spice, as we all know. But you see, the Pope, you know,
Yes,
him,
him.
Aye.
he had agreed that Spain and Portugal should have all rights to sail to the south and towards Afrique and Guinea.
Alright.
Well, I disagreed quite heartily with that kind of bigotry, and therefore, being signed on to this voyage, we sailed into the port of Guinea and began to trade with the natives there, but they did not trust us.
I can't
Can't
imagine.
imagine.
I don't know
Yeah.
why, Captain.
We're very trustworthy people. I don't know why everyone spoke up just then. So they asked for a hostage, someone that they could hold on to and keep as evidence that we would not do anything untoward to them. And so the captain looked about the ship. He looked for a man who was strong enough to live in Guinea. He looked for a man with the wherewithal to survive. He looked for someone, what was the word he used?
Cabin boy.
Expendable. Yes.
I guess that.
And as I was the youngest and most strapping lad on the entire ship, I was chosen. He said, "Martin Frobisher, get in that dinghy!" Which was an odd thing to say now I think back on it.
Oh, God!
Anyway, we got into the dinghy and the men rowed me out to shore.
Great.
And just as I stepped foot onto the shore and greeted my new captors, these strange native people,
Aye.
and the men were rowing the dinghy back to let the captain know I'd been dropped off, what should we espy? Behind me, but the natives began pointing, and I did turn, for there was a Portuguese man of war,
Oh!
That's always good.
bristling with guns, full twice the size of our tiny merchant ship. And this didn't look very good for me, of course.
No.
The natives began jumping up and down because they knew those Portuguese people, apparently. And my friends, these good and stout-hearted Englishmen, these men who had such hopes to trade with the natives, buggered off and left me.
They bravely ran away.
Yes,
Aye,
they
they
bravely ran away.
Man of war trading vessel.
Yes, it's
They were
not...
very, very smart.
I would have fought it out, personally, if I'd been there and not stuck on shore. And so I was taken as a prisoner by these natives of Guinea and trapped there for the remainder. And shortly thereafter, these natives, they sold me to the Portuguese as a prisoner, as though the Portuguese had anything to do with such a strong Englishman as myself.
Okay.
They kept me in their fort at Mina. Now the fort at Mina, it should be recognized, is it's about the size of this patch of grass we've been provided. And outside of the fort at Mina, the reason there is a fort at Mina, there is an enormous village of native savages. I'm pretty sure they're cannibals. They eat all manner of raw flesh, and these strange creatures, though they do walk upright like us, they only wear a strip of leather on their groin.
Oh, savages!
Ah, it's terrible.
What's the
Even the
appeal?
ladies.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yes. I didn't say it was terrible.
No,
it was savage.
I actually.
Yes.
Any.
Anyway, there at the fort at Mina, I spent a further year and a half eating these strange Portuguese foods, and eventually the Portuguese discover that I am brilliant at one great thing. I am especially... I am very brilliant.
Are you?
Yes.
That's
You
hard
see,
to believe.
I am a genius in the field of non-verbal communication.
That's your
You
success.
see, natives do not speak English or Portuguese. Positive, because when you approach a native and you point at the thing that you want, and then you show them what you have in return, and then you do this.
He wants your camera for a diminutive amount of money.
Do you see how easy that was?
Yeah.
That was so easy.
What
See?
is that?
I'm not sure.
How much did you pay him for that?
A sovereign?
For that?
Yes.
And this is a success story.
It's very black. Anyway, that's beside the point.
Oh, God!
Anyway, that's beside the point.
I've got to stop doing that.
You see, I'm so good at this
Yes.
that eventually the Portuguese decided they didn't need me anymore.
Really?
So they sent me home, away from the fort at Mina, away from Guinea, to Portugal, to Lisbon. And in Lisbon, I was kept in a jail. But the interesting thing about Portuguese prisons is that they let you out so that you can do things in the middle of the day. Wait for it! Wait for
I've
it!
been waiting.
So there I was! Are you going to let me finish?
No.
Very well then. I survived. Ha.
Well done. Well done.
Bugs the size of your arm, jumping lizards, natives, and I'm still alive. That's success.
I got paid.
See?
Huzzah!
Everyone
I think
wins.
she wins. That's a success story.
Yeah,
She got paid for hell.
I knew that was going to steal the show. It was like a slow motion calamity that I couldn't get in the way of.
Andrew
Well
wins.
done.
Did
She
we
got
just
him to pay
finish?
her.
Well done.
Did
Yeah.
Andrew just win?
Almost.
We have to vote.
We have time for a quick fire round of success.
Oh god.
Oh,
The
good.
deciding round.
All
Oh.
right.
Oh, all right.
Fire.
That
Shall we
didn't
spread
decide
out?
it just there.
Quick fire. Are we ready?
This is
All right.
dangerous.
So one of us leaps forward and tells the quick fire story that should clinch it. Are we
Go.
ready? I love the action.
Oh, in any order?
In any order.
In any order.
Non-verbal
Go on.
communication, brilliance, yes?
Go.
Yes. Well, the King of Spain looks to me as the boogeyman who leaps out from under the bed and scares Spanish children into eating their vegetables. My name is synonymous in Spain with terror. However, I somehow managed to convince the King of Spain to make me nigh unto a duke and to pay me fabulous amounts of money every month. And also release all of the prisoners that I lost earlier in an earlier story. That was my failure. So really not a failure, which means I lost that earlier story. Anyway,
Damn
well.
it. Anyway.
I became even richer and more
This
titles.
is supposed to be a quick fire round.
That was, in comparison to him, that was
What?
an instant. Yes.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna say it. She didn't finish it. Nope. She didn't finish it. Nope. Not gonna say it. All right.
Yeah.
We're sailing and we were returning home from a long voyage. I stopped off at House Castle. I needed provisions for myself and for my men. And as is Irish tradition, if you knock on the door of a castle, they're supposed to open the door and serve you food if you ask for it. So I knocked on the door. The servant opened the door and I said, "I am Grace O'Malley, chieftain of my clan. I would like to have sup with with St. Lord's family." And they said nay, they would not. And they closed the door in my face, standing right there, in my face, which
This is not a terribly successful story thus far.
I'm not done.
It's
All
not
right.
very fast
Aye,
either.
no. Well, you want a quick fire? May I go on?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So they said no. I was upset. They were rude. Happened upon the beach in front of their castle was the grandson who was going to be the 10th Baron of House. Well, I picked him up. He was about that big. It was easy. Threw him under my arm, put him on my ship, sailed back to Clew Bay for ransom. Well, he thought I wanted ransom. So he was furious and upset and wanted to get his grandson back. Well, I told him no, I didn't want his money. He had to promise me that any time someone were to knock on the door and wanted to eat sup with them, he would let them and always have an extra plate. He gave me his ring as a promise.
That's his wallet, effectively. That's
Aye.
pretty good.
Very
Oh,
good.
they're brilliant.
That's it.
Yes.
Oh, I gave it back, boy.
Martin.
Are we still doing that?
Do we have to?
Just go.
Anyway.
Yes, do it.
Damn.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Anyway.
All right.
What were we doing?
Quick fire
successes.
Quick
fire.
Quick.
Yes.
Quick successes, go!
I, Captain Sir Martin Frobisher, have sailed to the far north, meta incognita. I have named the land for our great queen, but I named the bay and straits for myself. My name is on the map. Quick and successful. I win.
Oh, hey, I haven't gone yet.
Very well.
All right. Captain Frobisher.
Yes.
That's Grace O'Malley, yes?
Yes.
Boy or girl?
Grace O'Malley is a woman.
All right.
Famously.
Andrew. Boy or girl?
Boy. It's the pants. It's a dead giveaway.
That. And I got paid. Success.
That's a strong canvassing, actually. Very well, although I already feel I know how the audience is going to answer. Grace O'Malley.
How do we choose a winner?
The loudest
they
applause.
clap.
They
clap.
clap.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Grace
see.
O'Malley
Yeah.
for the most successful privateer.
That's mattering.
Aye, not bad,
Very
not
good.
bad.
John Hawkyns,
Jo-
the most successful privateer.
Martin Frobisher for the most successful privateer and explorer.
And longest story.
Longest story.
Even less.
Wow. That hurts.
Andrew.
Well done. A completely unexpected result.
I had no idea that would happen.
Andrew.
Well, we take our hats off to you.
Aye. Would Andrew hand me my hat, since mine's already off?
And we thank you for your attention.
Yes.